Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Jonathan.
And who are you?
I'm Colin Johnson. I'm now living in Pwllheli in Wales.
Well, how long have you lived up here then?
Oh, 6 or 7 years.
Yeah. And what do you do up here?
Well, I'm what they call retired now, so I do an awful lot. I mainly look after this wood, but I also write books and articles and so on.
So what sort of books?
Health, politics. My latest novel, my first novel, is called Empathy with the Devil, so you can guess a bit about the contents of that.
You are an anarchist, I believe.
Yes, I've been an anarchist since I was, 18, 19? I left school when I was 14, being too poor to stay at a grammar school, which was only there for 10%. And I did all sorts of usual fairground jobs and kitchens. And went on the Old Marston March, where I discovered I was an anarchist, actually.
So where are you from originally then, Colin?
Clacton-on-Sea in Essex.
So you've lived in the south or London for part of your life?
I've had 20 different addresses. My mother used to have one address book for me and one for everybody else. After discovering I was an anarchist, we spent a lot of time working on CND. I was in the Committee of 100s, the Non-Violent Disobedience Wing. I also am one of the few survivors of the Spies for Peace. We produced the second edition on the RSG, Regional Seat of Government, in Brooklands Avenue, Cambridge. That's an official secret. You might like to edit it out, or you might not.
It's a bit late now.
A bit late now. After that I was working for Ford's as a designer, and I went up to Glasgow to be the elected manager of Rowan Engineering, which took me into the cooperative movement, which was, I thought, a very good idea. And typical of the way I do things, throw up a multi-thousand-pound job a year for £20 a week in Glasgow. And my wife then, and children, were brave enough to come with me.
You've written a green dictionary some years ago.
Yes, it was one of those things. It was an opportunistic streak, I thought, to feed in all sorts of alternative ideas into the burgeoning green movement then, which nobody knew much about. So I took that opportunity.
So how many copies were printed of that?
10,000, I think.
And do they all get sold, or?
About 8.5 got sold, which I thought was pretty good. It got some very good philosophical reviews. I went to university at the age of 59 and became an MA in philosophy, having no other qualifications, which I thought was quite a good thing to do.
You made quite a lot of mention of anarchism in that green dictionary. What did anarchism mean to you?
Anarchism, to me, means people or communities as a whole being both free and responsible. One without the other just doesn't work. That's what leaves us open to the accusation of chaos. Although chaos theory itself, of course, is making that more respectable now.
Parts of your life history, you worked or ran a farm at one point.
Yes, we had a farm. We tried to get the organic meat movement going in South Wales, but people were just too greedy. They'd be organic farmers and part of the cooperative structure. They would see a lot of noughts on one of the books and think if they were clever they could get all that money. But of course they couldn't, so the early attempts crashed several times. But the idea spread. It's now firmly entrenched. And that's what I think anarchists should do. Part of what they should do. Have ideas, spread them, give them away, throw them away. As long as they get embedded, get taken up, people follow them, and they change things for the better.
Okay. Well, thanks for talking to me this afternoon, Colin.
My pleasure.